Not everything needs to be digital. The digital world in entertainment in general have increased over time and time. More and more people over the years has gone the digital route. That doesn't mean that physical media is going to be near extinct like a very rare exotic animal. Physical media is still alive and well. And I saying that is not just in video games. I understand that it's most prominent in video games because of PlayStation's announcement of stopping publishing of physical media in January 2028. Stuff that goes on like this in other worlds. It could be the streaming apps like Netflix. I've seen shows out. We'll see one day to the very next day, it'll be gone. I've seen it with movies, all forms of entertainment. But the main reason that I wanted to make this video is not because of PlayStation's decision. It's because it is. There's an anime that's called Black Lagoon. It's one of the most talked about animes on TikTok. A lot of people really love the show, including myself. This year's marked the 20th anniversary of Black Lagoon being released. So how did they celebrate it? Crunchyroll celebrated it by removing the show from its platform. And you don't believe me? You can just look it up. I looked up right before I started recording this video to see if it was true. It's gone. You type in Black Lagoon, it's not in there. You see all the shows that have the word black in it. Normally, you would type in the word black, and if it's a very popular anime, you'll be one of the first ones or the first one to be there. If you typed in black back in the day, Black Lagoon would be underneath Black Clover. It was that popular. Now you type it in, it's just gone. Tying back to PlayStation, Crunchyroll is owned by Sony, and Sony is doing the whole, once again, the whole all digital media route. So imagine for people who very hyped up about it, who people who finally get the time just to see the show on a platform that they pay a monthly rate of. And now it's just digitally gone. But the good thing is, for this entertainment world, they could just go out and just buy the physical copy of the show. They could buy maybe the season pack. They might buy the whole series pack. They can do those things. What PlayStation is trying to do as of January 2028, they're trying to completely take that option away. Now, I've seen the backlash that people give to people who are protesting and rioting against this. They're going on the route of, oh, I haven't bought a physical game in years, or this wasn't a problem until PlayStation announced this, or I don't see the point. Everybody's going digital, and a lot of people buy digital media now. Yes, which is true from a technical standpoint, because I'm pretty sure and know that a lot of us know that the physical media sales have gone up and up year after year. But once again, that doesn't completely mean that physical media is gonna go extinct. Millions of people still own physical media. They still search out for it. It's not even just for this current generation. They going all the way back to the generation that they first started from. People going all the way back to Game Boy. People going all the way back to Nintendo 64. People go all the way back to PS2. One of the things I learned about PlayStation consoles is the backwards compatibility isn't as prominent as it should be. On the current console or the PS5s, you can play PS5 games and PS4 games, which means that if you want to play a PS3 game, you have to own a PS3. You want to play a PS2 game, you have to own a PS2. You kind of know how that goes. And another example, I just recently found out about this. I didn't really hear about it till now, but apparently you can rent video games through a library. Local libraries, they have video games, they rent them out to their kid or to themselves. They play it, and then whenever they time to finish playing it, they give it back to the library. I didn't know you can rent video games. I know you can rent movies. Obviously, I rented some movies before. So the GameStop route is people let it know people can go to the local stores that they have around surrounding areas and do what they gotta do. But you're hurting a lot of those people too. When you buy a game digitally, yes, you technically don't own it. So people can just remove it whenever they want. They can just remove it from the platform. They can just go one day and say, hey, we no longer want this on the platform. We're going to remove it in the next upcoming days or effective immediately. And everything you did about that is gone. We seen last year when they were they were promoting a movie that we seen last year. They were promoting a movie to be on the movie theaters, but they took it away from the movie theaters, but they put it on a streaming platform instead. And they had this whole thing to when, hey, we have data that less people are going to movie theaters, so this gives us the excuse to completely take this movie away and exclusively have it on a specific streaming platform. Which, yes, it is true, but that doesn't mean that not too many people aren't going to the movie theaters anymore. And even with that, there could be different reasons as to why people don't go to movie theaters. I hear all the time about movie theater etiquette, people being on their phones the whole time, or people playing videos loud, or people just causing the stress of people just acting out for no reason. Those reasons could be valid reasons as to why let's let people can go to movie theaters. It ain't just because, oh, nobody wants to go to movie theaters physically, buy a ticket or sit in the movie theater and watch it. They rather just go to the comfort of their home, and we doing it for convenience and all that. So they love using the word convenience. They just love using that word. They just be spamming that. But anyway, and to just pretty much wrap things up, I really want to talk about this video that now I just thought about. This video on TikTok that I watched, I forgot the dude's name. He reviews like animes and movies and TV shows, this, that, and the third. He used a prime example of what all these companies did when it comes to streaming services. The example he used was a Nickelodeon TV show called Rocket Power. Many of us have watched that show. Many of us really rock with that show. I'm glad I'm one of those people. He used this whole situation as to these kids riding around in their old skate park that you know and love. They go there every day. They always practice. They know everything about the skate park. They love it. But the thing is, a new skate park was opening directly beside it so it could be its competition. It was all futuristic. Everything looked brand new. Everything looked modern. Everything just looked eye appealing. So the people or the company, they wanted these kids to promote this new skate park by skating on it. But here's the catch: it wasn't as good as it was advertised. When the kids were skating, they were just having people dodge out the way. The feel of it wasn't the same. Everything was cluttered. It stuff just wasn't right. Stuff just wasn't feeling as good as it was, which would lead to more and more people going to that skate park that's new and pretty much just abandon the old skate park that the kids knew and loved. And now, eventually, going over time, the kids would eventually appreciate everything that they had, and all of them just go back to the old skate park and everything. Well, cool. But his thesis about that specific example was when it comes to these streaming services popping up left and right, they start off at a very low interest rate. They start at a very low rate to when everybody could just jump in. The price wasn't that high. It was less than $10 a month. I think it was the first go around. And they wait around, they see more and more people start to join in. And the moment that they finally catching up people, they just price hackers. They price just go up, they jack up the prices much you can. And now all these people that was relying on these streaming services for months, now they kind of in a hole because now the physical media is going down, the digital is going to go up, and this will give the quote unquote excuse to these companies to just pretty much experiment, do whatever they want because now they hooked everyone up. Now they hooked so many people that a lot of people can't just know turning back from. So that was a really good example from that guy. I really wish I knew his name on TikTok or something. I just want to give him credit. Somebody let me know in the comments so I can give him credit. So yeah. So yeah, man. More of the story. I understand the digital sales gone up. That doesn't mean to just completely abandon something because the one thing I know for a fact that a lot of people like is having options, having variety, having different ways to reach the same goal, having different ways to enjoy whatever. And if you're just gonna completely take that away from people, as you can see, a lot of people don't rock with that. So hopefully Sony have the rest of this year, all of next year, to revert the decision. It's looking less and less likely they will. And I really hope that so many people are allowed enough for a long enough time so that people know that physical media is still alive and well, and they don't have to go through this whole all digital route, because it ain't gonna be as good as advertised. Everyone know that for a fact. So, with that being said, if you want to do all the stuff that every YouTuber say in their videos, you can do that or not. Because as I always say, you're grown. You can do whatever you want. With that being said, I will see y'all on the next one. Peace out, y'all.